What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Carrie, and I have a quick message for someone. God is telling me to share this story that happened a couple months ago. So whoever's on my timeline, you need this, take heed, all right? On August 1st, I got a phone call, and it was from my husband, or at least I thought it was from my husband. And it was the principal of the school he works at. He's an assistant principal. And I said, hey, babe. And then I heard another voice. And I was like, who is this? And he was like, hey, I am the principal of, blah, blah, blah. And we have your husband here, and he's sick, and he's been over, and he's having sharp pains. I said, sir, is this a joke? Because my husband doesn't get sick. And my husband heard, and he was like, no, babe, they're telling you the truth. And then he got on the phone and was explaining everything. He was like, yeah, I think I can make it to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Holy Spirit said, no, go get him. And he was like, no, y'all are good. Y'all stay at home because I had my daughter. Y'all, I'm good. Holy Spirit said, go get him. I packed up me and my daughter, drove there. As I was driving, I text 3 people. Pray for Robert. Pray for Robert. Pray for Robert. One person said, yeah, got it. Another person sent me a prayer. And then I got on the phone with the next one. So I'm saying this to say, whenever you get bad news, whenever the enemy comes to attack, whenever you may be going through a test, pray. You have to surround yourself with people who will pray for you. And as I was driving and I saw my husband barely moving, and he was hurting and tears were coming down his eyes. I've never seen my husband cry. He was in pain. He said, we can go to this urgent care. And then we were going to a certain urgent care. Holy Spirit said, no, there's somewhere else. So I just went in my GPS, found another place that was 2 minutes away. Drove up in there. At first he had gotten out, but the entrance was wrong. So I drove around, picked him up, and dropped him off at the entrance. Walked up in there. There was nobody in the waiting room. Nobody was in the waiting room. Nobody. They were able to get him in and get him to the back immediately. So I got my daughter out. We were walking around. I was walking around with the stroller, praying, praying, praying. My people, praying, 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 praying. I'm like, God, I surrender him to you. Whatever it is, I know you're going to take care of it. I had the trust. I had the belief that he was going to take care of it. Okay? I need y'all to understand, when you pray and you ask God, he will answer your prayers. He will show up. My husband has never been sick, never been to the hospital, never. So I knew this was an attack. So we're praying. Got to the back. The doctor's like, you want to come to the back? I said, yeah, I'll go to the back. So my daughter and I, we went to the back. My husband's laid up in a hospital bed, right? Fluids. The guy is explaining what's going on. He says the kidney stone. And this little bitty tiny kidney stone can cause so much pain and disrupt whatever you're doing. And will have you bent over and leaned over until you pass it. Praying. The guy was like, I said, well, how long is it going to take to pass this? He said, it could take up to 2 days. Okay, that's what you say. Praying. My husband was like, I'm good. Y'all go home. I'll let you know, what's going on. So a couple hours passed. My husband, I was checking in with him. He said, oh, it passed. I had this pain, and the doctor was talking, and then it was like he felt something, like a release. He said, I got to go. I don't know, but I got to get out of here. I got to get up out of this bed. I got to go to the restroom. And he passed that kidney stone. And my sister-in-law went to go pick him up. My husband walked through the door. I don't even think it was 8 o'clock, or maybe it was right at it. He had walked through the door in full joy, standing upright. I felt like that man could have ran through the door. He came into the home in high praise. So I'm saying this to say, when something happens, when you get bad news, when your kids are acting up, when you don't know what's going on, when you get a bad doctor's report, immediately go into prayer and have your prayer warriors around. Don't tell whatever's going on to a word cursor, to someone that is going to take it and blow it out of proportion. You have to know who you can tell, who is going to show up for you, who is going to go directly to God, so that those prayers can go directly to God, so that you can trust and you can believe that God is going to take care of it. When I tell y'all, within a few hours, my husband went from barely walking, bent over, to walking through our doors in high praise. ready to eat, ready to just do whatever because of prayer. Because of prayer. So I don't know who needed to hear that message. But be careful who you're surrounding yourself with. Surround yourself with the right people who will go to war for you in the spirit. When an attack comes, they will go to war. And God, be obedient to what the Holy Spirit is telling you to do. That's the message. Pray, believe, surround yourself. There's a lot of messages in one, but he wanted me to share that story because within a few hours, because a day is like 1,000 years and 1,000 years is a day. Within a few hours, my husband was healed. He was whole. He came home. He was good. That's all I got to say. That's it. That's the message. That's the message. Stay blessed. Stay anchored. It's good out, Gary. I'll holler at y'all later.